Well, hello CiBillions. Welcome back to our channel. And today we will be talking about the 7 ways which you can use to stay healthy as an entrepreneur. So, let's begin. Now, when you think about entrepreneurship, you can visualize an entrepreneur who's working 80 to 100 hours a week. You can imagine him pushing the envelope and raising the bar. Early mornings, late nights, wearing multiple hats, and sacrificing social life becomes the norm in order to make it. It is what it takes to start and run an actual business. If you want to work 40 hours a week, either get a job or read a book called The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. Maybe this book can help you. But what if you are trying to run a business when you don't have a lot of money? Now, this will require you to work not only hard but also smart. Even if you combine hard work with smart work, you won't get successful in just a couple of months. It could take anywhere between 5 to 10 years to build a profitable as well as sustainable business. If you think you will survive 10 long years where you are pushing yourself each and every damn day, then you are wrong. Pushing yourself isn't bad. Late nights and early mornings aren't bad. Striving for something you don't have isn't bad. But what if in the process of working hard you get burnt out? Well, in this video, we will discuss about how to stay healthy while you are engaged in your pursuit of entrepreneurship. We agree that starting and running a business could be really taxing, but it doesn't need to cost you your health. We know some tips and tricks which will explain how to stay completely healthy while you are building the next trillion-dollar company. Now, we want you to focus on yourself while you are building the next big thing because if anything happens to you, then your dream will remain a dream. We will try to keep this video as simple as possible, but there are some aspects where we will explain in detail. So let's begin. Now the first and foremost is sleep. Now we know your reaction as soon as you hear us. Your reaction would be I just know the drill, which is as follows. Wake up and sleep at the same time, sleep for 7 to 8 hours, use your bed only for sleep, sleep in a dark room, and don't use electronics 1 hour or 30 minutes before bed. Now, all these things are 100% correct and will certainly help anyone who follows them to get a good night's sleep. But since some entrepreneurs like to work hard in order to make their dream a reality, they will burn the midnight oil where they are working more than 80 to 100 hours a week, and sometimes they will pull off an all-nighter and might sleep only for about 2 to 3 hours or sometimes won't sleep at all. An entrepreneur working his ass off to build the next big thing that will take humanity one step forward into the future. Now we know this sounds really cool and exciting until you get to know the disastrous effects of not getting enough sleep. Since we aren't sleep experts, we will use a TED talk by sleep expert Matthew Walker to explain the problems that come with sleep deficiency. For the folks who don't know, he's the author of the book Why We Sleep. So let's straight dive into the ill effects, which are as follows. Now, men who sleep 5 hours or less have smaller testicles than those who sleep 7 hours or more. Men who sleep 5 hours or less will have testosterone levels of someone who's 10 years their senior, which means sleep deficiency will age you by a decade. Now, females are no different and will have the same disastrous effects on their reproductive health. Now, once there was an experiment between two groups of people. The first group had 8 hours of sleep while the other group was kept awake through the entire night in a controlled lab. The next day, both groups were put into an MRI scanner and the results were completely shocking, as the group who didn't sleep showed 40% drop in their ability of their brains to make new memories. Now 40% could be the difference for a student between acing an exam versus failing it miserably. It could also be the difference between a successful entrepreneur and an unsuccessful one. Now in yet another experiment, participants were restricted to a 4-hour sleep and then were measured for immune killer cells. There was a 70% drop in immune killer cell activity. This means that you are more prone to cancer, and the list includes cancer of the bowel, cancer of the prostate, and cancer of the breast. And it's not a very good idea if you are an entrepreneur. Now, lack of sleep will also increase long-term chronic inflammation within your body along with stress and cancer-producing tumors. In short, there is no aspect of your life where sleep doesn't play a vital role. Sleep can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. Sleep deficiency is just like a leaking water pipe at your home. The water will eventually get into every corner of your house, just like illness will get into every aspect of your brain and body. To sum it up, sleep isn't an optional lifestyle luxury reserved only for rich billionaires. Sleep is a non-negotiable biological necessity for each and every one. Now the second point is diet. If you have fixed your sleep, now it's time to fix your diet and have something that enables you to work at your full capacity. Today people are dealing with an epidemic of illnesses such as obesity, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, and it doesn't stop there. Today's diet is full of crap, and I literally mean it. I have read some books about nutrition, and after knowing what we are eating nowadays, I was completely shocked. Our bodies were never meant to tolerate so much of bullshit. Our bodies were evolved consuming a lot of fats and proteins, but very little of carbohydrates and sugar. But today, everything has changed, and we are stuffing ourselves with what's not required while being deprived of the very nutrients that we are very much made up of. Today's diet contains insane amounts of refined, processed, and industrialized carbohydrates, while also being full of artificial sweeteners and preservatives that mess up our bodies. All this makes us sick, and our body is deprived of the nutrients that it needs on a daily basis. Today, more people are dying because of obesity rather than because of starvation. Today, we have more overweight people than underweight people. At any given time, we are overfed, yet understarved and malnourished. We don't need a lot of carbohydrates and sugar. What we do need is a healthy dose of fats, moderate amount of protein, and other important micronutrients. As an entrepreneur, you might have to work 80 to 100 hours a week or sometimes even more, and for that you need energy. Hence, please improve your diet in order to improve your immunity, memory, stamina, and endurance. Hence, eat a lot of fat. And don't worry, it won't make you fat, as your body needs it more than you have ever imagined. When you are done eating fats and proteins, then you can also have a small amount of carbohydrates in small quantities. Also remember to eat a lot of dark leafy greens and fruits to add fiber to your diet. And then ditch everything else or eat them rarely. One thing more, if you can fast, then please fast a little bit every single day. Start with 12-hour fast daily and then increase it up to 14, 16 or even 20 hours in the long run. Intermittent fasting could be difficult in the beginning, but worth every penny of your time, effort and money in the long run. Now the third point is exercise. So, you don't have time for exercise. Well, I've got some bad news for you. The benefits of regular exercise are hugely evident, and even as little as 15 to 20 minutes of exercise just 3 to 5 times a week can be extremely beneficial in the long run, while not exercising at all can be extremely detrimental for your health. As an entrepreneur, you should aim for daily exercise no matter what your circumstances are. Please don't use lack of time as an excuse. Building a startup isn't a one-night stand. It will take decades of consistent hard work and persistence to become successful. 15 minutes is just 1% of your day. So, what's your excuse? Now I will show you some of the benefits of regular exercising, which are as follows. Increased cognitive function, better energy, better memory, less stress, helps you to sleep better, increased lifespan, makes you attractive and younger looking, and it's also good for your sex life. Duh. Now the fourth point is relationships. Now we all need a support system which can help us during tough times, and healthy relationships will always help you in the long run over your competitor if they are alone. Healthy relationships help us to improve our lives and increase our happiness. Not only that, they can also decrease our sadness in tough times. It doesn't matter if we are surrounded by friends or family, the support will always be there. Today, many people are involved in unhealthy, toxic, and dead-end relationships which don't contribute to the well-being of anyone involved. A relationship is a dual-edged sword. The same relationship which can provide you the strength during tough times can also become abusive and destroy you mentally. Today, many people are suffering from a lot of stress due to a relationship gone sour. As an entrepreneur, building the next big thing might be very difficult. Hence, I recommend you to be a little bit choosy about your inner circle, as it can make you or break you. Keep it small, but keep it meaningful. Now the fifth point is breaks. Now many entrepreneurs are fascinated by the idea of working 80 to 100 hours a week, but it's actually counterproductive. After working for a certain amount of time, a concept called law of diminishing returns comes into the picture. It means after a certain point, putting more effort won't produce more results. Now to tackle this, you need to take occasional breaks and some time off from your work. The human body is similar to a machine, and it needs proper rest and recovery to work at its optimum levels. Taking time off is crucial for your mental as well as physical well-being, and it will greatly help you in your career. There's no point of working hard where you are completely exhausted and require medical assistance. When people say that I don't have time to relax and enjoy, they're simply taking a toll on themselves and will only burn out themselves to a point where they will be so much exhausted that they won't be able to work even for 40 hours a week. Hence, it actually makes sense to take some time off from work to enjoy, relax and do what you love, or you can just plan a short vacation to an exotic location. You can also listen to some music, watch a movie or play video games to relax yourself. Always remember that the purpose of a break isn't to fool around and waste time. The purpose is to enjoy the moment and come back with even more energy than before to achieve your goals. Now the sixth point is nature. Our bodies were evolved in an era where there were no buildings, but only trees, grass, mountains, rivers, and a lot of natural biodiversity. But this scenario has changed completely as today many people live in big urban metropolitan cities where population density is way too much and we have lost our touch with nature. With deforestation, we have fewer trees to produce oxygen for us. If you actually want to be healthy, then simply spend some time in nature and you will feel different and refreshed. Nature lets us breathe air that isn't polluted or toxic. Mother Nature knows what's best for her children. Be with her and she will nourish you with everything that you want. There have been studies that actually prove how nature can help you cope with anxiety, depression, ADD, ADHD, and various other problems. The sounds of nature are relaxing and soothing. Nature is visually complex and rich that also provides full spectrum of light waves that are important for a better mood. Hence, do have indoor plants that have the ability to reduce eye strain, boost creativity, and increase attention span. If possible, try to spend some time in nature or a park, even if it's just a matter of getting outside and walking around to look at the sky and clouds. Always make an effort to experience the natural world. Now, the last and seventh point is gratitude. We finally reached the last point, and that's simply to have a lot of gratitude while you're building the next big thing. A lot of people complain, criticize, and whine about their lives while having zero gratitude. It doesn't matter what you do in life, but if you're watching this video, then you're already better than a vast majority of the population, as we guess that you are literate, you understand English, you have an active internet connection, and a smartphone, PC, or a laptop onto which you are watching this. But you're still way better than millions or maybe even billions of people who don't have access to basic amenities or freedom to live their lives as per their wish. For example, according to a report in 2020, 2.1 billion people across the globe lack access to clean drinking water. Can you imagine the plight and struggles of a person who doesn't even has clean water to drink? 2020 was a very bad year and a lot of people didn't even make it to 2021. Lastly, if you're alive and watching this, then you are luckier than you have ever been, and hence you should be grateful for everything in your life. But if you're somehow not happy with any aspect of your life, then don't complain. Get up, dress up, show up, and never give up. I'm pretty sure that if you follow these tips and suggestions, you will be quite satisfied with your life, you will stay healthy as an entrepreneur as well as a person, and you will never ever feel a burnt out. Well, that was it for today's CiBillions. If you really liked our content, then please like, comment, share and subscribe, because it is your likes that motivate us to make more content just for you. And do follow us on Instagram, because our community of like-minded people is growing bigger day by day. So, thanks for being with us until the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.